Hey guys, today I'm going to show y'all how to make a gnome with materials you get from the Dollar Tree. You get some socks that you like from there, the fuzzy ones, and then I'm going to start with some rocks here. First you need the child size regular white socks, the smaller ones, and then you're going to take and cut those right at the heel area. Just cut it right in two, and you're going to use that bottom part to put your rocks into the bottom. And this gives your gnome some sturdiness for sitting. So you're going to take your rocks, and remember all of this stuff comes from the Dollar Tree unless otherwise mentioned. So I'm going to take my rocks and put into the bottom as my filler. And you just have to work with this and shape it out once you get it full enough. And this depends on how tall you want your gnome to be. Next, I'm gonna top it off with some rice, and this came from the Dollar Tree. You get the big bags for $1. And once I get it filled with rice, I'm gonna tie the top of it with one of these little elastics. I ordered these wooden beads. I think the bigger ones are an inch maybe, and it's like a half circle bead. Ordered them from Amazon, and I'm using this for my nose. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find the position where you want to put it, and then you're gonna put some glue on there and glue it on. You can also do this step after you put your sock top on, but I went ahead and did this step before. And here I'm taking that extra piece of sock and just cutting some pieces off, because this is what I'm going to use to make my arms for my little gal gnome. And it is a girl, by the way. She's going to look cute by the end of this tutorial. Okay, next I'm going to use this yellow and white, these are like fluffy type socks from the Dollar Tree, and this is in the child section, so it's not an adult but a child's. So I'm going to put this on the top of my white sock gnome, but first I'm going to use one of these little styrofoam balls. You get a 4-pack for $1, and put in the end of it in the hat tip, and I'll show you how to do that. And make sure you take an elastic that I showed you earlier and tie off at the bottom of that foam piece on your sock. This helps to hold it in place. And just take that and wrap it around a couple of times. And then next you're going to get ready to place your sock, and you're going to put the heel part toward the back of your gnome. You want that in the back because it kind of sticks out, and you're going to later we're going to hot glue that styrofoam ball in to the back of that heel part so it's less noticeable. Here she is. She's looking more like a little girl gnome, and I'm going to take some hot glue and place around the back sides of the sock so it'll stay in place. And I'm going to leave some pieces loose in the front because we're going to give her some hair in just a bit. And then you can go in later and hot glue around all of the bottom sections. Now here I'm going to take this styrofoam ball and put a little bit of glue on that heel part. Actually get a good gob in there while you're at it. And we're going to attach it to that. It kind of looks like her little hat tip is leaning over to the side. You can place it and just work with it. Make it look cute however you want to do it. It's up to you. Okay, now we're going to give her some hair. And this is just a mop from the Dollar Tree. These are $1. They had 2 different colors. And this is just a solid white. So I'm going to take and open this up and just show you that it's just the mop bottom. You can buy the pieces to go with the mop, but I just wanted the mop head. So you're going to take 6 strands of this mop, take your scissors, and cut those off, just like this. Okay, next what I'm going to do is work on her hair. She's going to look like she has some hair. I'm going to take one of these elastics and tie it off at one end. Wrap it around a few times until it's good and snug. And then once I get that done, I'm going to flip it over onto the other side and tie that end off, because we're actually going to have 2 sections of hair here for the little gal gnome's left side and right side. So I'll show you how to do this. Just watch. Okay, next, once we've gotten our elastics tied onto either end of those mop strands, we're going to fold it over, get it even. I'm going to take my scissors and cut it right in the middle. And now you can see how I have 2 strands for her hair, and I'm going to trim the bottom pieces off. Get it good and even. It doesn't have to be exactly even, but as long as it's straight at the bottom, it'll work. Okay, now that I have my 2 different sections, I'm going to take each little strand and I'm going to unravel these. It takes a little bit of a time to just go and unravel or unwind these little mop pieces. And the reason for this, it makes her hair look thicker and curlier, and it looks more like hair. She's going to be so cute, y'all. Now you can see how I unraveled all of that, and it looks more like hair now. And I'm going to take this other one and do the exact same thing and just unravel all of that, fluff it out before we get ready to glue it on. Okay, now next we're going to take the pieces of sock from the leftover piece that we cut, and we're going to roll these and put a bead of glue down the side to make it look like she has two little arms. And this was kind of difficult to do because I didn't cut my pieces exactly straight. So when you roll them, you'll have a difficult time gluing them down if you don't get all your edges straight. So I made that mistake, but next time I'll know to do it differently. So just roll those up and then hot glue them, and we'll be ready to attach them. Now we're going to take and glue her arms on. So you want to go in right next to her strand of hair. So make sure when you're gluing early on, you don't glue the front sides of the sock down just yet. So you'll go in right next to the strand of hair, put you a bead of glue in there, and then stick her little arms in, and you'll do that for the left and the right sides. So she looks like she has little arms sticking out. And now she's beginning to take shape and look more like a little girl gnome. Okay, in this next step, we're going to make her look like she has some little mittens. And I have purchased the $1 baby blankets that are in the Dollar Tree section. And y'all, they have different patterns, different colors. I just went with this particular one that has different colored hearts on it because I knew I was going to make a little girl gnome. So I'm just going to cut out, and it doesn't take a lot. Just a little, maybe, I don't know, rectangular square. And then realize I cut too much out, so I'm just going to cut this in half, and then I'll probably double this and cut it in half again, because those little arms are what we're going to put these little mittens over to make her look like she has little hands. Okay, once I have folded that little square over her hand, I'm going to take another elastic and twist this around, and you can see once I'm finished that she looks like she has cute little mittens at the end of her hand. So you don't have to worry about trimming those sock pieces for the arms because your mitten's going to cover that up, but you do need to trim the tops of that baby blanket fabric off, because I noticed I had a couple pieces that were too long, so just trim those off to make it look like she has a cute little mitten on. Okay, next I bought a pack of twine. I think there were 2 or 3 rolls. They were all different colors from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to take a little short piece and cut it. And I'm going to tie this around where I have the elastic. And I'm going to tie it into a little bow. You can double knot it if you want. That way it'll stay on. But I'm going to do this for her left and right arm. Okay, now you see I have done that for both sides, and you might want to trim your twine just a little bit. You don't want it hanging long. But now her mittens look so much cuter. I'm going to take some more twine and put on her hair to make it kind of look like she has little pigtails. So I'll cut a couple pieces off, and then I'm going to tie it down here closer to the bottom of her hair, and then I'll also tie it into a bow again, and I'll do that for the left and right side. Once you have her little pigtails tied, you want to take your scissors and try to trim it off as even as you can get it on the bottom of her hair sections. You don't want that hair hanging down below your gnome body, so just trim that a little shorter to make her look cuter and stick out a little more. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next section. These are raw unpainted hearts that are in the Valentine's section right now. They also have the black chalkboard tags in these. You can use black if you want to, but I wanted to use these wooden ones. You can paint them if you want to, but I didn't. I'm just going to take and glue this wooden heart onto the bottom just like this, and it's going to make it look like she has feet. You'll see when I'm finished. Okay, now for the fun part comes the embellishments. These are just some stickers that I found in the Valentine's section. I'm going to open these, and I'm going to choose the pink one. It's a glittery heart, and I'm going to put this on her little hat. So I'm going to use some hot glue and glue that on there. You can use any colors you want to. You can use any designs you want to. It doesn't have to be a heart. Whatever you have or whatever you can find will be fine. But I like this heart because it's almost Valentine's Day, and I thought it would be cute. Okay, now I'm going to continue with some more embellishments, and this was just a jar of buttons that I found at the Dollar Tree for $1. So I'm going to dig in here, and there's a cute pink one. It's kind of big, and I'm going to put this on her belly section and glue it there. And then I have some more little bead embellishments that I'm going to hot glue on top of this to make her a little bit more colorful, because I have a lot of pink going on here, so I want to use a different color. Okay, I wanted something to put in her hand to make it look like she's holding something. I did not get this little decoration from the Dollar Tree. I got it from a local craft store. It had a little doll in there, so I pulled that off the wire, and I'm gonna hot glue this little doll onto her right hand to make it look like she's holding a little doll. Okay, that's it, y'all. Here she is. She's the finished product. You can add other embellishments if you want to put a ribbon or bow or whatever you want to put on there is fine. You can even paint her nose tip, but she's finished.